Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be cleaning the quilt pieces, and we're in my kitchen because the lighting is better, but also what we're going to do is I am going to fill this bin with really hot water, and I'm going to be using Synthrapol, which is chemical that keeps fabric from running and ruining other pieces of fabric on the quilt. And I will be using Restoration, which is like Retro Clean, and it is a gentle detergent for vintage linens. So if you remember, I have got my quilt pieces for the coat all cut out. Not only is it dirty, but the red and the blue are most likely not stable. I don't want to take a chance that this will go onto the light colored fabric. And I've actually cut out some other pieces, and we're going to test on that so that if it doesn't work, at least I haven't ruined the pieces for the coat. All right, so I am going to fill this up with water and add the Synthrapol, and then we will go on from there. So in order to use the Synthrapol, you need to use very, very, very hot water. Luckily, our household water is also set to very, very, very hot. So I am going to run the water until it gets to that temperature. Then I'm going to put it in the bin. You're supposed to use 1 teaspoon per gallon of hot water. Too much will not hurt. Too little may have disastrous results. So I am going to be generous with this. So let me fill up this bin, and then we will do a test piece of the subject quilt. I'm gonna I am also going to throw in a dye catcher. I just want to be safe. I do not want either that blue or red to damage my quilt. So you don't need to fill the water up to the very top. You just need the subject quilt or subject fabric to be able to move around like flowily, if that's a word, right? So this is going to be a bag. Just get a little bit more water in there, and then I'm going to there we go, turn that water off, and yeah, you can see the blue is starting to run, but the Synthrapol should keep it from attaching to the yellow and the white, which is what I want. It's scary to see though. Yeah, look at that. Look at all that blue. This water is really hot. It says to let it soak for 5 minutes. So I will do that, and then to rinse. So I think what I'm going to do is do the Synthrapol on all the pieces, and then I am going to rinse them, and then I am going to fill this back up with water and add the Restoration, the other cleanser, to make sure that all of the discolorations are also taken care of. All right. So it's been 5 minutes, and what I'm going to do now, oh, before that, just look at the blue that has released from this piece. That's a lot of blue. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to dump this out. I'm going to rinse this piece, then I'm going to refill the bin with the Synthrapol and the coat pieces. And we're going to keep our fingers crossed that it works this well for those two. So I am refilling and waiting for the water to get hot again. I'm going to make it a little bit deeper, and I will add the quilt coat pieces, and we'll keep our fingers crossed. I will also be adding some of the restoration to sort of clean some of the grime at the same time. So adding my die catchers. I'm going to have the whole bottle. This is restoration. It is like Retro Clean. It is a gentle detergent. All right, so now I am going to add the quilt coat pieces. Ouch, hot, hot, hot. You can see some of that grime is coming up too. Yay, and the blue is starting to go. Oh my God. So all of this that you see, it's more black than blue. This quilt was really dirty. So that Restore is doing its job in getting the grime off the quilt, and hopefully the Synthrapol is doing its job and not letting the blue absorb into the other colors. So we're gonna let this sit for a while, and then I'm gonna drain it and rinse the pieces. I'm probably gonna soak this, it says for 5 minutes, but I'm gonna let it soak a little bit longer because I also want the Restore to be able to do its job. So I do have like the pockets for the front of the coat are here, and so I will pull those out as sort of a test to see how the grime is doing on those pieces, and based on that I will decide whether or not to continue soaking. All right, so it's been soaking for a while. I'm gonna take the pieces out, dump the water from the tub, and you can sort of see, look at how black it is. Let me get my spoon. That's black from both the blue and the grime of this quilt. So, and ooh, let's see, let's hope that these pieces came out. I'm gonna first take the pieces out, and then I'm gonna work on rinsing them. When I rinse these, I'm going to rinse them in cool water. Doesn't need to be hot. Sleeve. You can see some of the blue dye left it faded a little. I'm okay with that though, as long as the white pieces aren't blue. So I've lightly rinsed these. I will probably put them back in the bin just in some cool water to get the suds out. But I wanted to show you what I've found. So for the most part, the Synthrapol did a really good job. The restoration did a great job. Like these white logs look amazing. The Synthrapol did a great job too. There's very little dye transfer, but there are a couple spots I've noticed. I don't know if maybe the sleeve had folded over. And I do notice that the blue has gotten a little fainter, and I'm gonna have to do some more repairs. The hot water was really, really hot. This is the front end. Yes, there was some blue transfer there as well. I think I'm okay with it though. I don't think it will detract too much from the quilt. We also have to wait for the piece to dry, and I might soak that in some detergent to see if I can pull that a little bit off. The back looks great. Everything is really clean too. And this is the other piece of the front, and again, a little bit of dye transfer there. So, but all in all, I think a successful experiment. Oh, here were the pockets. So those came out nice and clean. So the next steps, I will put this in cooler water to rinse it to get all of those suds out. When the pieces dry, hopefully tomorrow I can take them outside to dry when it will be a little bit of a sunny day. And then once they're dry, we will sew it up.